Well,
Right.
everybody, welcome back.
Yes.
And
Well,
I have an idea. I had an idea, and I love it too much. And my idea, first of all, is that everybody has to use all their words.
here's
So,
all your work.
yeah. So,
Single one.
right.
Because
Well,
I've still 2 left.
no, I don't mean like to the last 2 words, but I mean use your chunks of word reasonably, so that we have a full. I believe it would be of 50 plus 60.
Let me look
110.
here. Oh my
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's an additional 30 words we need to add.
Mm-hmm. And so there's that, and then I have a plan or an idea.
Guys,
Mm-hmm.
we are in trouble.
Uh-oh.
One person will play the character that they've been playing, and then the other 2 will make up new characters who will play preferably of that same species, and we play a story or whatever, an adventure there, and we are discovering what life is like in time of peace for them. And then
Awesome.
we scoot to another one, and then we'll do it with one of the other player characters, and finally with the third one. So we get looks at what it's
Right.
like in each of their places.
Well, this is the part in the book, like that chapter in the book in the middle, where everyone goes home and things seem normal until they're not.
Right? Oh, Jerry,
I like
it's
it.
just slice of life, no high drama, no problems. I mean, it's just,
Right.
it'll be fun. It'll be like that third version of My Little Pony where they just walk around the woods and stuff, you know?
Right. One time, ran an entire game based on Teddy Ruxpin. And it was sublime. It was a sword and sorcery game, but set in the Teddy Ruxpin universe. And it worked so well, because if you actually watch Teddy Ruxpin, it's pretty brutal, man.
I haven't seen
Brutal.
it. I don't even know what that is.
It's basically in the 80s, they had this teddy bear thing that was, animatronic. And
Okay,
if you
scared
put a
already.
record right, and he's your friend. But if you put a tape cassette in him, no matter what tape cassette, he will dance and kind of sing the words. So you could put in, whatever. You could put in, you could put in a Prince, you could put in Sex Pistols, but whatever you put in him, he would, kind of dance around and, mouth the words. But he had his own cassette you could get that he's like, hey, I'm Teddy Ruxpin, I'm your friend. But you could put other stuff in him and, but they made a cartoon, and the cartoon was actually, I don't even know if they were paying attention, but the cartoon was brutal, man. Set in this weird, crazy sword and sorcery world, and they were going around gathering all these gems, but people were
You
dying
are
left and right.
making this up, and I refuse to have any more discussion.
Yeah. I will send you links, man. It was the best. Yeah. Teddy Ruxpin. It was the best. It doesn't hold up now, but as a kid, it blew my mind, and I had to put it in a D&D game. And it was
right. We're not doing that. So, but what do you guys think? Does this sound good?
Yeah,
I like it. I think it sounds awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So therefore we need to know who our first starring role is, and the only one person who's ready is, well, it's whoever wants to, because I don't think we have to we can play tonight because I don't really have the characters, and this is pretty character centric play. So I guess I could have come up with something for each of them, but I didn't know if you guys wanted to do this or not. So this is kind of a prep session.
You really doubted that we would jump onto that idea?
One doesn't want to presume. I mean,
one always can ask.
Right. Well, I did. So, except I asked saying that I was too excited not to do it. So, I guess that's asking.
That's right, too. Okay. Well, you know what? How about we make our characters, and because to me it'd be even a little bit more interesting for me is if we made the characters and then randomly decided who we spotlighted first, so the other people,
Oh, that's sort of fun. So everybody,
you know,
so you two make up 2 Mercaps, and you two make up 2 Avixes, and you two make up 2 Hivers.
like where it's just like, okay, we're playing this, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I kind of have a character idea for
Well, there's one other detail, which is that I would be very interested in what is for each of your species, what is the distinctive thing that, according to this agreement, your group was going to stop doing. And some of you were a little vague, and Helma said she didn't want to do that, which means I get to make it up. So it's your choice, Helma. You either you do it or I do. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's the same for the 2 of you. And you were talking,
That's
Renee,
no
about the
problem,
Mercap
okay.
being less secretive. But I think what I'm
Yes, well,
looking for is
that's
like a very specific policy that we can see that they stop doing. You know, like a really specific thing. Probably something that pissed people off.
No, I've got an idea. I'll put that into words and send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's. Yeah, I'm excited. No, I really like the Mercap, the idea of what I have in my head of what they are and how they work and all the layers to them.
Mhm.
So
Tell me about that if you want.
yeah.
I mean, or tell us so the other people get some
Yeah,
ideas too.
please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, again, I don't want to give too much away because I
They
want to
need
keep
to have.
some.
I know, but they need to know enough to make
yeah,
characters, right?
I think yeah. So I would say with Mercap Society, you know, they live underground. They don't interact a lot, but they do have a production of things that they put out, you know, as part of their the retail plan. But basically, they're selling chemicals
Right.
to other species, you know, to induce, you know, whatever, you know, to mellow you out, to make you fight better, to whatever they can. They try to put that into a chemical format that others can, you know, ingest. So that's how they kept away from really interacting beyond that. So I think the fun part will be going into that society and making them interact. These kind of shut in, kind of like everybody's in their own like little world. You know, but there's definitely a hierarchy, and there is a top to Mercap Society, and they might not be too crazy about joining, you know, the rest of the universe and our little,
So,
you know,
so what's
they call it the new hive of nations.
Right. So do you want to share your idea about what the Mercap as policy are actually supposed to stop doing?
I guess stop, you know, not you know, just they have to now interact. They have to go out in the world. They have to develop relationships with other races beyond just you know, a sale, you know, just selling a product. They have to actually go out there and put themselves out there beyond that role, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, get out of their comfort zone of just staying amongst themselves.
Well, let's see. I'm not arguing, but I'm trying to get a better clue.
Mercantile? Are they just a mercantile race, or are they using his psychotropics to further some other end? Like what I'm thinking is like some kind of crazy ayahuasca thing.
Right.
If I'm just going to throw it all on the table, basically, I want the actual you know, the leader of the Mercaps. He has a whole other agenda of controlling races, and you know, he's putting together these chemicals to, you know, eventually just start controlling and utilizing these other aliens to
So basically, they've been this,
by taking, you know,
he's been like
advantage
this,
of them mentally.
He's been like this super influencer this whole time, basically.
Right.
Right.
Well, what if it's not something as sinister, or at least he doesn't think so? What if it's kind of like some kind of crazy ayahuasca thing where he is literally trying to see God?
Well, hold on, Jerry. This is Renee's thing. You're GMing.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
Well, I
Shoot.
would say Duke
True.
for Dukin, that's for sure how it is.
Right.
Dukin definitely wants to kind of explore things, but I think in the back of his mind, he knows that there could be more sinister, things happening beyond him. Because he's just was kind of sent here as an ambassador with no real agenda from the higher ups. They're kind of like, yeah, we're going to send one of you so they don't take you seriously.
Right.
Because we don't want to be involved with these people. We don't want to get into their politics because we have our own thing going on. So I think him coming back saying, hey, we're going to be part of this new hive. They're going to be like, what the hell happened?
Exactly.
How'd you screw this up, Duke? And you're just supposed to go there.
Right. You're supposed to go and control them all, damn it. Right. Actually, Jerry, I had a terrible idea, though. Nothing stops you from playing that leader.
Oh, right.
So anyway, just a thought. But I mean, even, you don't have to, but if you feel like, oh, I know what that guy's all about, who knows?
Right.
So anyway, that's pretty cool. I would be more than happy to work with that stuff. And then, but the main thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just don't want it to be like mercaps are just like kind of like these hippies. I definitely wanted there to be layers and some darkness in there. Like I said, about kind of like that cult thing where on the surface it's like, yeah, everybody just feels good, everybody just gets along, and
there's influence going on
but,
here.
There's something darker, happening underneath, and what that is, I'm
all right,
sure.
says Duke, and we'll stop messing with everybody's heads. That's kind of Dukin's thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Dukin just doesn't want to deliberately affect people. If he has to, give something up, it's to make sure that there's consent.
This is where that interaction comes, right? We're going to actually have to I'm not just going to take your dose. We're going to actually have to deal with each other. I see. Right. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Cool. So that would, give Jerry and Helma room now to make up characters with 50 words. But then what's it like for I don't know, either of the two of you? What would we know? What's the minimum people would need to know to make up a cool Hiver or a cool Avix character?
Well, the Hive is not one large homogenous collective.
Mm-hmm.
It's because each colony has its own matriarch and patriarch. But they work as a whole because basically they have basically the same agenda, which is to consume and propagate the race. Right. But now that we're not swarming as much, you'd probably have some kind of weird social problems going on, because it's like, well, what do I do now? I'm a drone that I make I make this. It's like, well, we don't need as many of the, basically they're downsizing, I guess.
That or there's a lot of Hivers who are kind of searching for new functions or stuff like that. Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, what do we do now if we're not making stuff to swarm?
Right.
It's like, well, we can work on all that artwork that we were meaning to do, or you can read that book now, and it's like because
Hivers like to do. They like to do.
Find something else to give them purpose, because they're not just a single-minded, super simple all I do is mulch. It's like, well, if I'm not just mulching, I could focus someplace else. I could pivot and do something. So that's probably kind of like I don't know if you guys read Dune, but once the Fremen got a hold of Dune, and then a lot of them were just kind of like, well, we did our jihad. What do we do now? Right. It's like, we kill the universe.
It's like, Jerry, this is something I need to backtrack to Renee on as well. But before I do, what do hives what are they physically like? I mean, do they control a whole planet? I mean, what is their sort of, if we go, like if Hiver goes home, what does it look like? Is it an asteroid? Is it a, is it a ship? Is it a planet? Is it what is it?
Well, it's probably like a planet, and whatever planet it is, they just set up and just build like their big kind of like termite mounds.
Right.
You know, consume and bring all the resources in. Make new broods,
Right.
and once they hit a critical mass, swarm again. But now we're not doing that, and
That's
you know,
yeah. I can see how indigenous life might object to,
right.
hello, the hivers are here. Right.
Yes, exactly. Because
right.
we're there to consume and move on. But the thing is probably with hivers, no one really knows how long they live because they don't live that long just because of attrition.
Right. Right.
And now it's like, when you get, to my character Hiver, it's like, yeah, he's an old guy.
Right.
And it's like, wow, how old can a Hiver get? It's like,
right.
We don't know. We've never been there.
That's and especially, well, okay, that leads to all sorts of interesting things. So Renee, for the mercaps, we know they live underground, but they live underground like in what? In one planet or dozens of planets scattered around or what? I mean, remember, all you guys are technically
No,
empires.
I think they're combined to one planet, but it's funny because I'm kind of not going down like thinking, okay, what is a mercap society? You probably have farmers, people who are actually farming these chemicals, getting them, extracting them, maybe like a farmer slash chemist, someone who puts this together, takes it, and then you have, the people have to go out there in the universe and actually interact. Probably the most social in mercap that are putting this stuff out there, representing, the mercap society as an ambassador, as it will, but also as a seller.
Right. That's what I wrote down. Right. You got your farmer chemist, and then you got your sellers. Right.
Yeah. Your regional ambassador.
Yeah, exactly.
Your regional ambassador, and then you probably have like
numbers.
And then you probably have the social and higher ups. So you have your classes, and maybe the classes like those that don't have to work as much, but they're giving orders, they're directing, they're controlling, who goes where and what, who does what. So yeah, that was kind of like jotting down quick ideas as Jerry was talking, trying to think,
okay. But right now I'm thinking about one planet. Whereas with the hivers, I get the idea that there's hundreds of planets that each are in sort of different stages of having been, mulched.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So got it. So, gotcha. All right. So what about the Avix?
Yeah. Should have thought about that before, right? Okay. One planet, but kind of, well, let's say, like different climate zones.
Mm-hmm.
Like jungle and steppy and mountains and whatever, and most bird-like people adapted to different environments, so pretty diverse.
Right. Okay. So lots of different birds, basically. Yeah.
Yes. And lots of different occupations and whatever. There is a pretty solid hierarchy.
Yeah.
Like you can choose what you are good at, and that will be your occupation for the rest of your life, and you will get some education, but you're supposed to follow orders, and you're supposed to kind of, well.
So order and compliance are a big part of society, right?
Yeah, stay in your place. It's not kind of, it's just what's accepted societal.
Yeah.
Is there a caste system?
No, I don't think we can do that after what happened at the conference.
Right. So,
well,
so basically not. You're accepted for your knowledge or for your expertise, and there are people that are good at leading.
Yeah.
So they are leaders.
Here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
What makes the Avix a power player among all these other power players? Like, the Avix were feared by the Skrang, by the Thrall, by the Luca. So what is that presence of theirs which has maybe imperial or colonial qualities, or that they would perceive as imperial or colonial competition? In other words,
Uh,
why are the Aviks at war with anybody all these, for centuries, right? What are the, and what is their, how is this manifested? Do they have warships? Do they go on raids? Do they control territories? Do they, own lots of planets that they enslave? I mean, what do they do?
They're just spreading everywhere and having their fingers everywhere because they are afraid to. Do you remember when that rumor you mentioned last time, or about being
former
being
domestic animals? Yeah.
Yeah. So they are just constantly trying to get better at everything. So, and that includes like spreading and going everywhere and trying to get a foot in the door. And
they were uplifted pets originally.
We don't know about the uplift part, but that's the rumor is that yes, they used to be.
Our own. That's the problem with others.
Yeah.
I mean, they came out of there by themselves, so they managed to free themselves and to constantly get better at everything.
Right. So, but that has led to
whoever was on that planet first is gone.
Right. So they actually
have eradicated. My next question, like,
so before they started to see what is there out there, they had to throw somebody out there, right?
Right. So that's kind of interesting. So that's you guys in the Hivers running into each other must have been a pretty ugly confrontation at some point back then in some sector. Before you allied against some other group and who knows what, right?
Let me put it this way: we don't really mean to colonize other planets,
right?
But it may happen because we have the feeling we only have a grip on this if we.
Right. Exactly. I see. Okay, that's very, very clear. And and then you said you would leave it up to me to say the specific policy that the Aviks are not doing.
Yeah, because I think if I'm continuing to play Kixakol, she doesn't want that leadership role, so why should I bother? I don't want it either.
Well, we will see. Maybe it will be a different. Maybe it will be a completely different sort of story than that. We will find out. I will see what everybody. Yeah, we will see what everybody makes up for their Avixes.
Because she's going to go back into her little archive and probably get scolded for sticking out her nose far too much, and will be happy in her little kind of nest and continue. Oh, that's at least what she thinks. Continue with whatever she was doing before.
As I said, it will all just be picnics and conversations from now on.
Yes.
That's right.
And sunshine.
Okay.
Yeah. So this sounds great, actually. And then Jerry, you wanted to be weird. You wanted to like randomly choose who we're doing first, because I was actually expecting to play through. I don't mean bouncing around. I think would make us all a little crazy.
To me, it's just exciting, kind of being on our toes and making it up as we go, because it's like, okay, I'm playing an Avix. Okay, this is kind of my Avix character, and then because it's never going to be the same. This will be what I make, and this is what we will end up with over here. So, I'm trying to figure out how I would make a character, for the Avix, and how I would make one of the Merc have.
Right. Well, okay. So the point is that you should just do it, so that we all have them, right?
Yes.
So you just do it. But then the next question is, who are we going to feature first? Which group? So we roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. Like just so I just want to make it so that I don't have as much going in that I'm just using what I see there, at the time, so I can
right. So in that case, I guess roll a d6, everybody. The high value is who goes first.
4.
5.
Ah, 5.
Well.
Okay. It looks like we're gonna.
What's going on with this dice?
Okay, so Avix first. In that case, I'll look forward to seeing characters, and I'll prepare for next week. Sound okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're doing now, summation, is we're going back, we're making an Avix character and a Mercat, or at least I'm making an Avix and a Mercat character, and everyone's making one. Next week, we will be playing on the Avix homeworld.
There you go. Right.
Okay.
I told you guys because I've already forgotten half of it.
That's right.
That's okay.
Yeah. And so everybody will be playing in Avix at that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to make a stone soup on
Yeah.
Planet Avix or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's just bring like Talisman vibes, like I'm playing what are they called? The
Ariad.
Ariads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love those guys.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, do you need us to send you our updated words then for our existing characters then?
Yes.
Do you need the...
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, to have the
throw the
Helma did it recently. You'll see it in the chat, and you can do the same.
Perfect.
Because
Will do.
they're pretty hefty
Okay.
at 110 words now, right? So
110 words. Okay, yeah. All right. Sounds good.
excellent.
I'm ready. Well, cool.
Take care, everybody.
Well,
Thank you so much.
All right. See you next
Bye.
week. Bye.